Hello, everyone.
Good morning, Gamers Rose. What's up? So sorry, I'm busy. Got lots
We're
of crap going.
freaking people out. We're like 2 hours earlier than we normally are.
I know, and I was not prepared to be that early.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, early stream tonight just because we got stuff going on, and we wanted to make sure that we got an episode out this week. So here we are.
Yeah, a lot with moving and all that stuff. So I'm been kind of like rushing around. Literally started the 5-minute countdown, realized I forgot to get the coffee. I ran and brewed that during the 5 minutes, got back with 20 seconds to spare. So
wow.
Yeah.
So speaking of moving, we're probably gonna be a little sporadic in the next like couple weeks or so as you're moving around and all this stuff. So hang with us. We're gonna figure it out. But we want to keep doing the show. So
yeah, we definitely have a lot going on, but I'm trying to think. We might be switching it off of Mondays.
We almost definitely will be switching. So, hi, sorry.
Yeah.
Update. In case you didn't see last week's episode where I was not there, I auditioned for a local production of Much Ado About Nothing and Sense and Sensibility. I got cast. So starting in June, I'm going to have rehearsals every night. So we're probably going to have to swap it to Sunday nights, I think. Either Saturday or Sunday nights, one of the two. But Monday through Friday, I'm going to be out. So, yeah, we are going to have to swap it. Thank you, Mystery. I appreciate it. Also, Mystery auditioned with me, so we're going to be acting together. It's going to be fun.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Also, sorry if it's a little laggy for whatever reason. My internet is not being very receptive today. So,
oh, weird.
But we'll get through it. I don't think it's too laggy on the stream. That's what I've been checking this whole time. Is just making sure that that's going good. Yeah. So today's Monday.
Today is Monday, April 25th. Are we just going to take to calling it by the day that it is now?
Yeah, I mean, might as well. We're stopping YouTube in the next few weeks anyway, so I was like, might as well just start. Weaning it away.
Yeah, probably in the next couple of weeks we will cease posting to YouTube. But
yeah,
you'll be able to
like I
catch
said,
us all here.
This is actually kind of a good morning. So that was all of our oh gosh, what did we call that segment where we just talk about stuff?
The Daily Grind?
The Daily Grind, yeah.
I was really proud of that name. I'm really upset that you never used it. I was like, we're a coffee podcast, and you call it the Daily Grind because it's the boring stuff. That's a perfect name.
I keep forgetting. Like, we talk about this stuff, but I never actually say. Like,
you have such a good branding for this stupid show, and you never remember any of it.
I know, but hey, we both came up with the branding together, so you know, like at least we got that down. We were trying to decide through 3 different names. This is a little inside for everyone. What exactly were they? I can't remember now.
We had 3 different names. I just remember, honestly, I remember you talking to Spencer about all of the different, like your idea for the show about making it a coffee, because he came up with the roast of the week. Because he's like,
he came with the roast of the week.
What were our other? I don't think we had any other names besides Gamers Roast.
Yeah, we had 3 different things, because I remember going to you, Spencer, Austin, I think Aaron, and asking like what are the 3 they liked the best, and this one got the most votes, the Gamers Roast.
Oh, well, I don't remember what the other 2 were, so apparently they weren't that good.
Yeah, I can't remember now, but yeah, I mean, so anyway, we had a couple, but it was a good branding, and then Spence came up with the logo, and then you animated it, brought it to life, and made it look amazing.
Oh, he came up with the idea for the logo.
Yeah.
Like,
just like
I made the logo.
Yeah,
first of all.
No, we came up with the drawing. Was like, well, what if you did the little like buttons art thing?
Yeah, he did a sketch of the logo, and then I kind of like polished it up a little bit. Yeah.
Right, which we need to get mugs, by the way. I really liked the way those mugs looked. Oh my gosh, they looked so amazing. But anyway, we don't have those. We've been doing it 8 months, and you couldn't tell. But it's been
everybody thinks this is my Gamers Roast mug. Kind of looks like it.
It definitely looks a lot like it. But the ones we were gonna make looked even better.
Right.
So, I got my coffee here. I told you.
Yeah.
I got done in time.
I'm really nervous about this, not gonna lie.
I'm gonna pull you and be right back to go grab the bag.
Oh, cool. All right, well then I'll talk about it for a little bit. So this week we are trying the infamous Death Wish coffee. I used to drink this a lot, actually, a while ago, like probably 2 or 3 years ago. We had a bag of it in the office, and I think I was the only one that drank it, so I got used to it. The reason I'm nervous is because a couple weeks ago I actually gave up coffee for 10 days. I was just like, I'm going to try it, I'm going to detox. And since then I actually realized I started sleeping better and just feeling better in general, so I've tried to cut back on my caffeine consumption. So generally Tuesday, Thursday, and weekends are my only coffee days. So my caffeine tolerance has gone down significantly. So the whole point of this Death Wish coffee is it's got how much more caffeine than a normal cup of coffee?
Um, hmm. Just powerful, real coffee, no BS. Death Wish coffee sources only high quality, fair trade certified, and organic coffee beans. When you buy fair trade, just supporting the livelihood of coffee farmers and taking a stand for equality and sustainability. Don't care. No, I'm kidding. We care about that. But anyway.
Hey, no, that's actually kind of good that they specifically say fair trade and ethically sourced.
Right. It's a dark roast, bold flavor, reliable, doesn't ask questions. Our OG bag of beans may be the only morning friend you'll ever need. If you're lucky, if you're lucky. Each cup of Death Wish coffee brews smooth with more caffeine to fuel your busiest day. We recommend at least 1 cup first things in the morning in total isolation. Basic brews not invited.
So it's just supposed to be super strong,
it doesn't
right?
say. Yeah, it doesn't say.
Well,
But this is what it looks
smells
like.
good. Oh, look, it's mirrored.
Like. Hold up.
Did you figure out how to
Hold up.
unmirror it?
I don't know.
We're really focused. We've spent the first 5 minutes of this show talking about us. There you go.
Does that work?
Yeah, Death Wish Coffee Company, the world's strongest coffee. Which is weird because as we learned from Regina, a dark roast actually has less caffeine than a light roast. So
yeah, which is kind of crazy.
It's still weird to me. It smells good.
It tells you how to do all the ingredients. I flipped it back, but anyway, it tells you how to do everything, like the amounts you need and all that bull stuff. I did not listen to the recommended 2.5 tablespoons of coffee per 6 ounces of water. Don't know why, just didn't.
Yeah, I don't think I did that either. I did about 3 I think I did about 3 tablespoons for about like less than 6 ounces. So
oh my,
I'm gonna die. Basically, is what I'm saying.
But anyway,
yeah, because this is half a cup.
Because
how big is this? It doesn't say how much this is. This is like half a cup, so it's probably less than 6 ounces. So here goes nothing. Okay, that's a little disappointing.
So it's definitely bitter.
Yeah, it's really, really strong. Hey, Zeal.
What's going on, man? How you doing? By the way, Josh kind of got on me last week, not on the podcast, but just for not talking enough and describing in detail the flavor. So
we got it. Well, okay.
Bitter.
It's bitter and it's hot.
No, I'm kidding. No, it does actually taste really good. It's not. It honestly tastes like a Keurig coffee for me.
Yeah, a little bit. It's really basic. There's not a lot of depth to the flavor.
Now you say you're joking, Josh. Kinda. Yeah, there you go. Kinda. That's what I thought.
Okay, well, apparently you just looked like all the happiness just drained from your life. So that's a great pedigree.
What I had when I first sipped it, that first initial hit, and I kind of just went like this, is because this is the first time I've gotten to relax all day. I have been going crazy with packing and everything, and so literally just sipping that coffee just made me kind of sit back and be like, everything's okay. You know what I mean? Like namaste. Yeah. Like no, it even it's being like the first coffee, not first coffee. I did have coffee earlier today, but I've only had a cup of coffee. It's not that
great. It tastes really basic, kind of old. Now, it could be because it's pre-ground. Pre-ground coffee never tastes as good as coffee you grind yourself.
Agreed.
That could be part of it. It was pre-ground. I think the main selling point of Death Wish is the fact that it's got a higher caffeine count. So like if you really need a caffeine hit, it's probably worth it. For me, I'm less reliant on caffeine than I used to be, and usually any cup of coffee will be enough to get me going. This, I don't know that I don't know that I'd recommend this. Especially again coming from, we got coffees like Three Avocados, or even not even. I think the stuff from the refinery has a nice depth of flavor. I got our thing up here.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up the chart.
I'm even thinking, because I was kind of expecting like a Black Rifle level, honestly. Uh, I remember really. Why is it not letting me do the
If
application
if
window
if
anymore?
I like had to describe this with just the like, if I they describe it themselves. They say dark roast ground. Leave out the roast, and that's how you describe it. Dark ground is how it
It's
tastes.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like it
just
tastes like the dirt. Robert said he
I went okay.
gives it a 7.5. Okay, 7.5 is way too high for this one, Robert. Like
Yeah,
way too
that's
high.
the joke though. Yeah, so Black Rifle had a really
7.5.
bold flavor. This isn't really that bold. It's just kind of bland. Like, it's certainly not bad, but honestly, I'm gonna put this down here, I think, at a 5.5, which is weird because I remember really liking this a long time ago.
Mm. See, I really like where you're trying to put it. That Highlander grog, I remember having such high hopes for that. That's 4.5 on my scale. I had such high hopes for that.
You
I'm
did.
so sad that it didn't do it. Where do you have that?
I have it at a 6, so apparently I liked it better.
Oh yeah, yeah, you liked it quite a bit better. Um, Go ahead and put this one at a 6 for me. I have nothing in the 6th range, and so this sounds like a nice 6 range.
Yeah.
Frothy Monkey. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go through and retry like half these coffees just because
I
like
know.
there's some really cool coffees on there.
I feel like we need to,
Um
like, go back and, redo some of our old where did Aaron the Frothy Monkey, that was you and Aaron, wasn't it?
Uh, I don't remember. I thought you
I
tried
don't
it
rem
with me.
I don't ever remember trying a I would remember Frothy Monkey, I feel like. Wait, no! I
You
did!
did. Yeah,
I don't
you
remember
gave it a
this at
6.
all!
You gave it a
What?
6. I got a 6.5.
Yeah, you and Aaron tried the Starbucks Christmas blend, the week I was
Mhm.
out, with my wisdom teeth. What?
Yep, yep. So, and
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I'll drink this coffee. I'll drink it. It definitely, like they said, it's a good morning coffee. You drink it, and it gives you that wake up factor. You know what I mean? Like, so when you first sip it, it's bitter enough to make you go, oh, whoo, like there you
Uh-huh.
go, type thing. And then it is smooth. Like okay, so how do I explain? Like, it has the bitter taste, but it also feels nice when you drink it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a very warming no, it's a very warming cup, and different coffees have different level of that comfort and warmth. It definitely has that, and like Zeal said, it's robust, not known for its flavor, just known for its caffeine. You can tell.
Right,
This is
which
this is
he tried it earlier, and oh yeah, mystery, I did give it a 6. Yep, perfect actually rating there. There you go. Oh wait, did I give it 6.5? I already forgot.
I think you said 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Clean finish. I will yeah, it doesn't linger very much. You just kinda get a little bit of that, like, sharpness to it as it goes down. I agree
Zeal
with
knows
all
the
that.
lingo. He knows
It
the
just
words.
it doesn't do what I want it to do. I really enjoy a coffee with a nice, robust or like a nice deep flavor. You gave it a 6, Josh.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
I think
See,
that's why I liked Three Avocados so much, is that just it's got so many different things going on. It had like a
nothing beats that yet.
chocolatey it had like a really rich chocolatey, earthy sort of thing with that clean finish. Now, it's probably not nearly as strong as this, but man, that stuff is
Yeah, I
so
would have
good.
to say Three Avocados is definitely by far the best coffee we've tasted on this podcast, simply because of the bang for your buck that you get with it. Like it's the closest to that Kyokopi,
Mhm.
but yet a fraction of the cost.
It was I think
So
it's $12 for 10 ounces. So,
right,
definitely
right.
more expensive than the coffee you're gonna buy at the grocery store, but not by much.
So oh, and Zeal, just so you know, I did see your comment about the whole getting Elden Ring. So I'm gonna ask you about that a little bit later. So just kind of prepare yourself a nice little description of what you think of the game. But speaking of games, let's hop on
Yep.
into the roast of the week that we got going on.
Yeah, mentioning mystery, yeah, we do mention Three Avocados, like, every week. It was good. Sorry, it was just it's
Oh
the
yeah,
best
no,
coffee I've ever had.
100%,
So,
100%.
like, it's good
Definitely.
stuff.
Mystery, do you drink coffee?
we're gonna have to wait. There's a little bit of a delay on
Oh, yeah. Well,
the
why don't you
chat.
start the roast, and then I'll see what I
Yeah.
just wanna see what his response is in the
Alrighty. So, we are back to the grand old days of roasting giant companies that couldn't give a crap about the fact that I exist, because that just seems to be my way to go. IGN.com. Devs are up in arms after Apple says it will remove games that haven't been updated, meaning completed games could disappear. Game developers are upset over an Apple policy change that will see apps deleted if they've not been recently updated. On Twitter, Protopop Games shared an email from Apple that said their app had not been updated in, quote, a significant amount of time, unquote, and would therefore be deleted from the App Store. The game in question, Motivoto, was completed and therefore last updated 3 years ago in March 2019. But Apple told Protopop Games that, quote, if no update is submitted within 30 days, the app will be removed from sale, unquote. The complaints center around the fact that all games will eventually cease receiving updates as developers move on, but will plausibly remain functional from that point onwards. Apple's new policy could see swaths of classic games removed simply due to having been released years earlier. We've reached out to Apple for comment on the reasoning behind the new policy. And yeah, Protopop Games, a single-person developer, said in follow-up tweets, quote, I'm sitting here on a Friday night, working myself to the bone after my day job, trying my best to scrape a living from my indie games, trying to keep up with Apple, Google, Unity, Xcode, macOS changes that happen so fast, my head spins. Now I'm expected, along with Google's new program, to update all of my games every 2 years, even if nothing's wrong with them. Now I need to dig up my project file, update the Unity version to make sure it meets all the App Store requirements, rebuild, retest, resubmit, all to get the exact same game in the exact same place it was before, unquote. There are actually several different developers that are going off on this. One of them points out that Pocket God is still being supported and it hasn't been updated in 7 years, but apparently that's doing fine. It's such a weird. So, yes, 3avocados.com is where sorry, we're responding to Mystery's comments, is where you can buy it. I think if you go, I don't know which episode we found it, but we reviewed it, but we linked it there. But if you just Google 3 Avocados coffee, they come up. Anyway, Apple, to me, I feel like we need to do, you know how we've got like WNDs? We got to have like WADs, WADs, weird Apple decisions. Because they seem to
Careful
make.
there, careful there. Getting close to
I
copyright
thought
strikes.
I
That's my thing.
I thought through the acronym before I said it. I was like, I don't want to end up with a Cardi B situation.
Hey.
Yeah. They make decisions that seem to be dedicated to like forcing people to accept the future regardless of whether or not people want to. So like classic example, them constantly removing ports to the MacBooks. They just make them harder and harder to use. Like now MacBooks have no USB A or B ports or 3.0. USB 3.0 ports, which is like mainly what most flash drives are. Now, we are moving towards USB-C. That is slowly becoming the standard to the point that now I would say now it's the majority.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm not
What?
trying to laugh. I just keep thinking of the stupid acronym now. Like, just
WADs?
yeah, and kind of the correlation. But anyway,
Yeah, sorry. It's unfortunate, but they just every decision they make, I think is designed to push people into the future. And the argument could be made that the reason that USB-C is so popular now is because Apple forced it on everybody, because they did. They forced people to accept USB-C or buy the weird like external things to plug it in. And this seems to, yeah, I'm not going to use the word. Yeah, I'm going to use the word dongle on top of everything else that's happening right now.
I can't stop laughing. Like
sorry,
this is a series that you're
I
you're like
ruined
being legit,
everything.
and
I know. I'm trying to make a
talking
point
about
here.
forcing things and just anyway. No, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying. I'm sorry.
And
I'm just
this seems to be another way of them kind of promoting the games as a service tool that Game Pass has made super popular. And I
yeah.
guess I get it. I guess they want quality control. They don't want older games crowding up the App Store. But like I don't know that it really is that big of a deal if older games, yeah, phrasing. I know. I'm terrible at phrasing, Zeal. I'm sorry. Um I don't know that the App Store is really getting crowded with old games, and the whole point is also, as one of the developers points out, once you're done updating a game, it's like done. Like it's a completed work of art, and
Right.
you can leave it. Forcing developers to go back and make pointless changes to old games just limits them on their current projects. And like, what if people still want to play these games? It kind of is Nintendo's attitude towards emulation. Like, we want to be able to sell you these games, but then they don't sell the old games, and then they get mad at people when they find other ways of playing them. So
Is there a
I
way to get around it by like, okay, so say the developer goes in, say 7.1 was their final update. They could go in and update to 7.2, and then in the update, in the patch notes, just say, we changed the name of the update. And that's the update. Would that work? I mean,
I
it still sucks that
am
they have to wait
yeah.
to even have to
I'm
do
not an
that.
app developer, so I don't know. From the sound of it, it sounds like they need to go in and they need to update, like send in a new build of the game. So as Protopop was saying, he needs to go back, find his old project files, rebuild, retest, make sure Unity is up to date, all of that stuff, and then resubmit it.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so I don't think that you can just go in and like change the name.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that would suck. Like, I don't know why they should at least like, I get it in one sense. Like maybe they could do if they sent in their most recent build, not change anything and say, look, this is what it is. Like this is where we left it. Then maybe Apple has a thing where they can be like, yep, this is fine. Like it's completed. It's finished.
Maybe.
We're not going to worry about it. It goes on a specific list. But like say people that are updating their games and they haven't updated it in 3 years and it's still buggy, there's still broken parts on it. Like people are like, hey, when's the next update? That I would understand taking off because obviously the developers just doesn't care. So
Right, but at that point, I think you need to have a system where, because those games, I don't feel like outnumber the amount of games that are just completed. Like at
right,
that point,
right.
if a game is getting a bunch of bug reports and complaints, then you can take a look at it for removal. But to make removal the default option, that just seems like a weird decision.
I agree.
So, yeah, not that Apple cares, not that it's going to do anything to their business model, but this just again seems like another way to make life even more stressful for indie game developers.
Well, the executives over at Apple watch our podcast, so
Yeah, of course. Yeah, naturally. Tim Cook,
they're
he's
one of the
Tim
10
Cook.
people watching.
Tim Cook gives us $10 a month. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
It's penny change, penny change.
Penny change,
Shut up. Let me do it. Let me talk.
pocket change.
I know pennies are change that go in your pocket. This works the same thing.
Sure. Okay.
Look, I'm tired. I've done a lot today.
Yeah,
This
it's okay.
coffee
It's
is not
fine.
working for me. Anyway. Yeah, I agree, Mystery. It is definitely not fair to the indie developers. I mean, people need time to be able to do updates, and the ones that are finished with their stuff, it's not fair if it just gets taken down. But I don't know. I mean, hopefully Apple recognizes people can be very voiceive about everything. Like, we're not the only people going to talk about it. I guarantee you we're not the only people that would be thinking it's a stupid move. So,
Seriously, right now, if you Google gaming news, this article pops up in like 5 different places. So people are talking about it.
right. Another thing people are talking about is this is over on Kotaku. Um, private equities are eyeing Ubisoft as the next big gaming acquisition. This is by Ethan, last name Gach. I'm just
Uh, Gotch.
Gach.
Yeah,
Gotch.
Gotch. I'm gonna say Gotch. Gotch.
um, it says sources feel a sale of the French publisher is inevitable as its stock price struggles. Private equities firms could be beginning to circle over Ubisoft, Bloomberg reported Friday. Talks are early, but include interest from firms like Blackstone Inc. and KKR and Company. Even if that's not private equity, senior, current, and former Ubisoft developers Kotaku has spoken with in recent months believe the company will eventually sell to someone amid a flagging stock price and ongoing production struggles. Bloomberg reports that Blackstone and KKR and Company, the two biggest private equity firms in the world, have been, quote, studying the French business, end quote, and have, quote, preliminary takeover interest, end quote, in Ubisoft. But the company hasn't yet entered into any serious negotiations with potential acquirers. According to Kotaku's sources, Ubisoft has been working closely with several outside consultants firms in recent years to audit various parts of its business. While companies will do this to become more profitable and prepare for the future, sources Kotaku spoke with suggest it's a sign Ubisoft's trying to tidy up its books for a potential sale. So, I don't know. One more spot actually. I do want to read this part. It says on a wave of recent big gaming acquisitions that include Grand Theft Auto publisher Take Two buying Zynga, Sony buying Bungie, and Microsoft's $69 billion deal to absorb Activision Blizzard, it seems like a game of eat or be eaten by those who remain. EA CEO Andrew Wilson said as much in an earnings call earlier this year, in which he placed the FIFA publisher firmly in the big fish looking to eat other fish camp. So we'll see. I mean,
Also,
Ubisoft is a
hi Willatrill. Sorry, we got a new viewer.
Oh, what's up, guys? How are you guys doing? Yeah, I didn't even see that. I was reading the article, and so thanks for shouting that out. But yeah, I'm really shocked that like someone hasn't bought Ubisoft yet. I mean, they have a lot of good games on their repertoire, and a game supposed to have come out, but now it's like just kind of in
Hey, Skittles.
standstill. That
Yeah,
it's not. I don't know. Like, oh, what
Ubisoft
was it called? Their pirate game that they were coming out with.
pirate game.
Yeah. Say what you're gonna say. I'm gonna look it up.
Ubisoft is such a weird anomaly to me because they always seem to me like a AAA developer, but I don't think they are. They're not like EA, Nintendo, Microsoft, but they made Assassin's Creed, so like they're a big deal, but they're not quite. They're not like AAA to the point that like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, EA, all this stuff. Um, it's so Ubisoft has always been kind of a weird anomaly to me. It doesn't surprise me that people are looking to purchase them. It will surprise me if Ubisoft goes down without a fight.
Yeah. Oh, their new game is Skull and Bones. It was supposed to come out like
Skull and Bones.
forever ago. We learned about that back in I think 2017, the
Oh
2017 E3,
wow.
maybe 2018, and it was supposed to come out the following year, and then didn't. And then it was like, oh well, there's some trouble with it. And then in 2020, they're like, oh well, we're redoing the entire thing from the ground up. We need to redo this game. And so then now it's supposed to come out. It says over on Video Games Chronicles, Ubisoft has reiterated that its long in development pirate adventure Skull and Bones will release during its next fiscal year starting April 2022, and confirmed the game is now quote multiplayer first. So
So it's Sea of
I
Thieves
don't know.
again.
You don't control a person from, well, at least you didn't back in like 2017, 2018 when we first saw it. You didn't actually control the person, you controlled the ship. So
Hmm,
I don't know how it works. Nolan Richardson,
weird.
my dad is CEO of Ubisoft. What's going on, everybody? Thanks for everyone hopping in.
Do
Um,
blurps.
I I was really excited to
We had roasted apple, in case you were wondering. So people are asking what we were roasting.
Oh yeah, we were totally going at Apple for everything they're doing
Well,
that's stupid.
I was trying.
Yeah, when you made that acronym, that just threw me off. I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Um, but no, I was totally excited to play, that the Skull and Bones, but because it was Skull and Bones and Sea of Thieves, and one was Xbox and one was coming to like PlayStation, and it was just kind of like who's gonna win
Uh-huh.
out, and then it just fell apart, and obviously Sea of Thieves is just like an amazing game for a lot of people, um, and I just it just never came out. So obviously Ubisoft has some struggles, they're
Yeah.
obviously not working out too great, but
I
whoever
also
buys them
oh,
Oh, I was just saying whoever buys them is gonna be, really happy to have that stuff under their belt.
the problem with what's called vulture capitalism, which is what this thing uh, is it has a tendency to bleed the companies you buy dry. Apparently, that's what happened to Toys R Us. It was bought by a private company who then like shoved a bunch of debt onto Toys R Us and eventually liquidated it. I'm not saying that's what always happens. It's kind of up for debate whether or not that always happens, or if that's just like a bad outcome if it's not handled correctly. There are some people that say that anybody who buys a company like this is meaning to just shove a bunch of debt on it and just bleed it dry. I really hope that doesn't happen with Ubisoft. Ubisoft, I think, is a really cool developer. Apparently, they've been dealing with their own sexual misconduct stuff. At this point, I'm just taking it for granted that every video game developer has that problem. Um, and everybody's coming to grips with it. But as far as I can tell, it seems like they have a really cool legacy of games, and like kind of as a voice outside of like they're a big player, but they're not like one of the big guys. So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what to make of this. A lot of people are talking about how this could be the end of Ubisoft if they get bought, but then a lot of people are either saying it actually could be very helpful for them. I don't understand enough about economics to really say. I just know that normally I'm in favor of businesses trying to make it on their own rather than having to join forces with people who have billions and billions and billions of dollars. Oh, all right. Well, I hadn't heard about that. Yeah, we see here Ubisoft CEO being inappropriate. I hadn't heard
Well,
about that.
I just looked it up. I couldn't find anything on it. So, I mean, I've been trying to find it. So, I mean, I'm not saying you're not telling the truth. I haven't seen it on here yet. So it might just be so new that it hasn't popped up. But you know, like you said, Wes, I mean, everybody has, you know, skeletons in the closets. When you're a big company, there's going to be bad people.
Mhm.
But you know, I really would hope that um I really would hope that like Ubisoft does get bought out to keep going rather than just crash and burn.
Well,
But
clearly.
I mean, like I said, whoever buys, like, say PlayStation, that would be a good one for them to come back and say, "Hey, we're buying Ubisoft. You know, Assassin's Creed is PlayStation only." You know,
Yeah.
that would be, you know, that would be like, okay, they're hitting back at Xbox for that. You know, so we'll just have to wait and see on all that and kind of see how it all unfolds. But um, it's interesting. It is interesting. Like they said in the article, you know, it's a eat or be eaten world right now in the video game area.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know how I
and
feel about it. I'm a little upset, honestly, that it seems like everybody's just going to end up working either for Sony or Microsoft, and then Nintendo just kind of floating off on their own Isle Delfino out in the corner. But
it in a way, yes, but in another way, it opens up for, in my opinion, it should open up for another company to really blow up. Like when was the last time someone came out with a console that actually did good? It was Xbox.
that's
Like
true.
we haven't had someone since what year did that? Was that
That was like
2000?
2002.
2001? Um and it's like we haven't had
2001
someone.
was the original Xbox. November 15th, 2001.
Yeah, so we haven't had someone come out with a console. I mean, I guess Stadia tried. Didn't
Yeah,
work. It
not
didn't work.
really.
So we haven't
At
had
this
someone
point,
come out successfully with a console since it's been 20 years,
At this point
21
though,
years.
what are you gonna do that's gonna be different than anybody else though? Like even the Series X and the PS5 are pretty similar stats wise.
Yeah,
We
I
okay,
don't know.
we
I
do have
mean,
the Steam okay, we do have the Steam Deck.
true. The Steam Deck did come out
Yeah, see,
um
mystery.
so
Yeah,
that
beat me to it.
right, right.
The
So
Steam
so
Deck
I
is
guess
the
that would be
closest thing
considered
that we've had to a
a new
mainstream
console.
console.
Um
Steam did try the Steam box a long time ago. Didn't
yeah,
didn't
they
happen.
did. So okay, so you're right, the Steam Deck. So we'll have to see how that goes, and from all accounts, it's supposedly going very well. But I guess I don't know what they could do because Xbox was so different back in the day. I mean, PlayStation. What did PlayStation do? Did they have the more like circle type? Trying to think of what I'm trying to say.
Circle?
Like their characters had more of a like a circular build, whereas Xbox had more of like a square build. Like when you look back at the characters on like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, and then you look at like the Xbox original Xbox, like the way they did their pixels. Let me look
Are
this
you
up because
talking
I
character designs? Or are you talking the actual
yeah.
way because that's up to developers. That's not necessarily up to the console manufacturer.
Let me look this up because
I know Xbox kind of catered to the more quote unquote hardcore audience with things like Halo and that sort of thing, whereas PlayStation was kind of the JRPG machine. Final Fantasy, especially when Final Fantasy went PlayStation exclusive, um, they became kind of that sort of thing. But you had some first person shooters on PlayStation. What I really see people remembering PlayStation for are things like Ape Escape and Crash Bandicoot and Spyro, those sorts of adventures. Whereas Xbox was very much more like sports games and fighting games and first person shooters, that sort of thing.
Okay, so I think it was the polygons per character model, I think is what I'm thinking about.
So, I mean, Xbox probably was more powerful at that. I'm saying at that point there was a difference
Right,
between the
back then there
consoles.
was such yeah, like
But
Mario
we've
had
kind of
240 and Mario 64, Master Chief had 2000 in Halo 1. Like they
yeah,
started they started like doing they were there was enough there for them to mess with tech wise to set them apart. And
right.
so I don't know exactly kind of what would set them apart now
Well, that's what I'm saying.
that
We've
would
kind of
change
we've
it.
kind of reached a point. We've kind of reached a singularity when it comes to video game console power. That like pretty much all the unless you're Nintendo, in which you just do whatever the heck you want and people buy it. Uh, Hi, I'm a Nintendo fanboy that buys everything for no reason. Uh, but like most consoles are pretty comparable in power. Like they're even approaching like pretty mid-tier PC levels. Again, high-tier PC is almost always going to beat out any console if you want to shell out 2 grand. Like
Well,
high-tier PC is you're gonna get the best performance. But as far as like PS5 and Xbox Series X and even the Steam Deck, you're looking at comparable power.
well, I would even say it's a higher end PC. I mean, because you
I
don't
wouldn't.
really start to see such a huge difference until you start to buy the brand new NVIDIA, graphics card that like cost $1,000 to get right now.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
you don't, you really don't see that huge jump until you do things like that. Because even, I mean, Xbox Series X can do ray tracing at this point. I mean,
Mhm.
so it's really starting to get to that same level. Like you said, Xbox is always going to be better. I mean, computer's always going to be
PC.
better just because you can do your taxes on it and things like that. So it's
What is
always
up
going
with
to
you and
be
taxes? That is always what you go back to. No,
it.
PC
Greg Miller
PC
mentioned it one time, and it just stuck with me.
PC is going to be better because it's infinitely customizable and you're not buying into a specific ecosystem. You can't crack open your Xbox Series X and upgrade it. You can't crack open your PS5 and swap out. I mean, you could. It's not built to do that. PC is
Right.
built to do that. You can piecemeal upgrade it and build it how you have more freedom as a consumer with a PC. Therefore, it's going to have more power because it's more customizable. That unless they come out with a console that somehow manages to bridge the gap between the affordability of a console and the customizability of a PC, there's not much more you can do.
Well, I don't think that'll ever happen because the custom like the original so getting the base PC components isn't what's expensive. It's every year buying the next $1,000 part.
Right.
And that's what really sets it apart is when the new consoles first come out and the games are built with these consoles in mind, it's usually the same across the board.
Mhm.
But within the next 5 years, we're going to have the same Series X and they're going to have the next 5 years of technology available immediately on PC. So that's really where that jump happens is a few
Well,
years after the release
it's
of the console.
it's why PC ports are so hard because you're like dealing with technology that didn't even exist when you started building the game.
Right.
So all of a sudden trying to build it for a brand new experience that also is going to be future proofed for new hardware. Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess you could say another new console that like the Oculus Quest, the Oculus Quest 2, like so you're coming out with so they actually I guess would be another like a console that's starting to gain, you know,
Yeah.
traction. Like they have a few of them out there, different versions of
Right.
them. So I guess so I just keep thinking like what would be the next different and that seems VR seems the way to go if you're trying to come up with a new console. Like that
That
just
seems to be the place where there's the most room to grow and innovate when it comes to
right.
hardware. just
Right.
because it's kind of still an untapped market. Not completely untapped, but like right now, the only person that's really delving into it is Oculus and Sony a little bit, barely.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I mean, they could announce next week, next month, next year, like, oh, we're going all in on VR, and here's the new
Mhm.
system, and these are all the games, and all our games are going to be both with or without it. Like,
Yeah.
I doubt that. I highly doubt that, but I wish it would. I
Ugh.
wish we would push as hard as we could to get towards this VR realm. It just really excites me. Like the fact of VR, playing Elden Ring in VR. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that sounds
Which,
like a
if you
great
have a
idea.
second to say what you think of it, there, Zeal, like that'd be awesome. But, um, oh man, you could just do so much with VR. A good one, right? A good,
Right.
like, get the haptic feedback, get the, that. Oh man, that's what I'm really excited for. Is PlayStation has that haptic feedback controller, and they're having that with the headset too. So you can make some really cool experiences with that. But as
I
technology evolves, it's going to get crazy.
as I'm going on, I'm understanding the appeal of haptic feedback a little bit more because I think that's part of the reason people play contact sports is because like it's just a feeling you can't like football, like as much as you want to avoid getting tackled, I think there's something exhilarating about the possibility that you could get tackled. Or when it comes
Yeah.
to combat sports like boxing or something like yeah, you're going to get punched in the face, but when you block a punch and you're able to score like I can understand the like the inherent danger is what's exciting about it. And so taking
Right.
all of that away with VR, you're like, well, what's the point? So adding some of that back in to the point that it's not dangerous, but you're just like that's still there. I guess I understand that. I still don't know how I feel about wearing a helmet that is engineered to give me blows to the head every time I get shot, but you know.
Well, like, think about this. Think about this. You're playing a horror game and someone grabs your head. You would feel that hand.
Mm-mm.
Like,
Nope.
that would
Nope.
freak
Nope.
me out.
You
Or
know what
say,
that
like,
sounds great for?
say
Giving people heart
spiders
attacks.
say spiders drop and start crawling all over your head. Like,
Oh.
you would feel that. Like, on your hands, you'd feel it on your head. Like, there's just that's
No.
where
No,
really
no, 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 no.
VR will come alive. That's really where people will start to say, "Holy crap, this is the
Mhm.
next step in innovation for
Okay,
this thing."
I will say, moving away from the horror game aspect, but doing more those more experience like quote unquote walking simulator games, that would be really interesting because like if you're walking and it starts raining, you feel like the little pitter patter of the rain drops, or like if there's a breeze, it like can vibrate a little bit to simulate a breeze. That could be really cool.
Right. Well, on the PlayStation 5, you get that little mini game, right? Where you're the little
Astro's Playroom,
characters
yeah.
running. Yeah, Astro's Playroom. And there's one point you're on a beach and you start running into a sandstorm, and you feel all the different taps on your
Yeah.
controller, and it feels
I
like you're
remember
running
you
through
let
a
me play that
sandstorm.
one time. That was
Yeah,
really cool.
and there's different, like, you can tell if you're walking. You could close your eyes and say, "I'm walking on sand," or "I'm walking on the wood," or "I'm walking on grass." Like, you feel the different textures
Mhm.
just through your hands. So when they add that to your head, your hands, and you're seeing it, oh,
Um,
does this episode come with a trigger warning? No, it does not. And yes, that would be extremely terrifying, Mystery. I hate spiders. Oh,
what do we need a trigger warning for? Is he joking or is he being serious?
just talking about the spiders and the. I think
Oh,
he's just joking, but just talking
arachnophobia.
about the
No,
spiders and
seriously,
everything.
that could be a problem for people with arachnophobia.
Like, I hate spiders. Personally, I do have that. Like, I don't like,
There's a
me. I mean, on
reason.
that one game, I turned them off.
Yeah, grounded. I was gonna say there's a reason grounded gives you the option to turn them into like funny little like blobs.
Yeah, and I do it all the time. I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Oh
Um,
me, oh my.
but
How'd we
that's
even
really
get
where
on
I
that?
see it. Oh, talking about different systems and
Ubisoft.
VR and everything, and I just see that really taking it to the next level. I really feel like having haptic feedback in VR, I think PlayStation will really run away with that, and I think creators will have fun. Like, imagine if you were creating a horror game, you'd enjoy being able to make things drop on their heads or make them have to reach into a weird. Like,
This
imagine
is
having to reach your hand into a crack in the wall to grab a key, right? And you have haptic feedback on this hand. Something is going to crawl, slither, or bite your hand when you stick it in there. But you do it because you have to get the key. It just would it would add so much more to a game rather than just, oh, a freaking jump scare again. No, it's not just a
That's
jump scare.
fair, I suppose. I don't know about giving
Feeling
horror
someone
game
whisper in
developers.
your ear and then have like that little like tingle right
Nope,
there,
nope,
like,
nope,
or like have someone
nope,
walk by and brush your
nope,
side of your head with the
nope,
like
don't like
hair. Oh
this.
man.
Nope.
Oh,
I don't need
dude.
ASMR horror games. I don't need
Like,
that.
oh
ASMR is
my
a horrifying
gosh.
genre as it is. I don't need it in an actual horror game. No.
Oh my gosh. That would be
Gross.
anyway.
Yeah, yeah, thank you, Seal. It's not just me. I'm freaking out right now. I hate everything about what you just said.
See, I would have to try it because
No.
that you'd just be so immersed into this thing. Oh man.
Yeah, immersive doesn't mean good.
Yeah,
Immersive does not
exactly,
mean
Mister.
good, mystery.
It would be I see, I think it does. I think it does. Because then you could also do the racing simulators, right? You could be
Yeah.
racing and put the top down and feel the wind against your face. Wind against your face. You know what I mean? Like you could do it.
Mhm.
You could feel the steering wheel. You'd feel the you
Like
know.
when you well, like when we played that one game and you just set up a fan.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I don't want to change my pants after playing the game. Yeah,
That would
no,
do
it would
it.
definitely, but it would definitely, it would just be, I don't know. I think it'd be really interesting. So I'm excited to see where they go with it. I know we haven't
Yeah.
really got onto all of this other stuff.
Yeah.
Um, we're just jumping in really, 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 really quickly. Uncharted Legacy of Thieves PC release date was leaked by Epic by Huron Schreier. um, Looks like the collection launches in June for PC. Update. This was updated today. Epic has updated its website and removed June 20 as the PC release date for the upcoming Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, instead penciling a vague coming soon. The publisher did not explicitly deny the seemingly leaked release date, but officially it remains unannounced. So it sounds
Wait
like
a
that was just
second.
something that
Where did you see this?
Games Radar.
I'm on that. I don't see that update. What? Whoa, dude. I think this
What?
literally has happened since I opened this before we started recording. That update, because I just refreshed the page and it popped up.
Oh,
That
then yeah.
update happened while we were recording the podcast.
Well, here you go. Breaking news: Epic has updated its website and removed the June 20. Because that's what confused me. I was like, it says it's coming in June, but then it said remove the June 20, so I was confused. But anyway, it removed the leak update of June 20 for Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, instead penciling a vague coming soon. The publisher did not explicitly deny the seemingly leaked release date, but officially remains unannounced. So it's announced but not announced. June 20th, maybe not. It's coming soon. We don't know, but
Yeah.
I guess that
Still
kind of
got to
takes
play
that
the
entire
original
article,
3.
takes that entire article out of the conversation now. Like,
Yeah,
like, hey, it's coming June 20th, but it's not because it's
but it's
penciled in. It's
actually
coming soon.
not.
But maybe.
But
But
maybe.
maybe. Man, we've been going for a while on this, so we're
We
gonna
went
have
on
to
a
bounce.
big tangent.
We didn't even get onto Ubisoft's Project Q.
Oh, yeah.
So they're coming
Well,
out
you
with a
just
new battle
mentioned it.
arena. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, go for it, Wes.
So basically, Ubisoft has officially announced a new game called Project Q, which is like a battle royale. It's a PvP battle arena game because, of course, it is. Because at this point, no one other genre exists, I suppose. We have is one screenshot, which really looks like Overwatch meets Apex Legends. But yeah, it's got a low player count, fast-paced battle royale mode on a small map. And apparently there's gameplay footage, which I wasn't able to watch. But I actually have signed up for this beta. So I don't know if I'll make it, but I went ahead and signed up because it looks interesting. I remember I really liked Overwatch. This looks to be about the same thing. I've always liked the kind of PvP battle arena sort of feel. I like low player counts. I don't know if it's hero based. I really like Overwatch and Apex's hero system. Yeah, here, there's some play footage here. Oh wow, this looks like Overwatch meets Knockout City sort of thing.
That'd be
Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, it's third person. kind of has a Knockout City sort of look, but also kind of, I don't know.
Did you say if it was a free to play or not?
I don't think they announced whether or not it's going to be free to play or not.
It sounds like it'd be a free to play.
I signed up for the beta, but
Okay.
we'll have to see.
Yeah. Well, hey,
so
you'll have to let us know how it is if if you're allowed to talk about it if you get the beta. But
yeah. All right.
But yeah, so we did hit all the topics very quickly.
Woo! Yeah, we kind of had to rush through those last two there.
Thank you guys so much, everyone, for coming out. Really, 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 really do appreciate it. This is episode 39. It's crazy we've been doing it for this long. Coming up on a year soon. I mean, less than 20 episodes away.
Yeah, that would be episode 52 will be, and we've only missed a couple weeks, I think.
Yeah, only 13 episodes. So, whoo, man. Time flies when you're having fun. It really, really does. So thank you guys again, everyone, for being here. Thanks, everyone, for supporting us. If you guys want to listen to this later or watch it later, if you missed some parts, you can check it on YouTube for the next few weeks before we're done with that. And then you can also listen to it wherever you get your podcast at the Gamers Roast Podcast. So
yeah, the audio version will keep happening.
Right. So definitely go ahead and check us out there. Leave a like and rate us on iTunes if you can. It would definitely help. Let it, get us out there. Mystery. I don't know about doing a big year celebration. I mean, I definitely would like to. It just definitely depends on kind of what's going on that week. We'll have to try to plan something around it. So with everything being up in the air for the next 2 months, that's only the next 8 episodes, but we'll have to kind of see.
We'll figure it out.
So we'll definitely make it fun. Definitely make it cool. D&D night. That
actually could be fun to do a live streamed one-off.
Do a live stream like 6 to 12 hour long live stream.
Ha! Fun. I was thinking maybe 3 or 4.
Don't quote me, but that would be a blast. We could do it right here and get everyone we needed right here. Just pull up the thing, just like this. Have everyone down here that have the guy up top. It'd be a blast.
We could think about it. That actually could be a lot of fun. I don't know about 6 hours, but I'll do it.
No, we could do. Yeah, it'd be fun.
How long did it take us to play through House of Ashes? That was like 5 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that, 5 or 6. So we could have a fun one-off. That'd be pretty cool. Have people in the comments actually act as like, come up with names for NPCs, stuff like that. It'd be cool. So, all right, well, TBD. We'll figure out. Zio would be willing to be DM, dude. That'd be awesome. I'd be totally down for that. So we'll definitely talk about that and let you guys know if that's gonna happen and everything like that. So stay tuned. Stay tuned for all of that and more updates on just everything in general. Just stay tuned. Things are happening. Yes, YouTube's going away, but we're gonna be bringing in other things. It's a busy 2 months, but everything's going to start going up from here. So I'm really excited. Stick with us. Hold on. We'll get through it. So anyway, thanks for chilling and drinking coffee and playing games and everything. So, oh, dude, I totally botched this ending.
Yeah,
I'm just going to stop talking.
Drink lots of
games.
Play lots of games.
There you go.
We'll see you guys next time.
Catch you guys later.